and see what he can do in the midst of unbelievers, on the leading edge with his word, his power, his grace, and his mercy. For God's sakes, we're Lutheran. This is what we know.
The church as a voice of hope for the hopeless. God allows us into a place, and through the church, he blesses people. Oh, no, sorry, that's not about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, or anything dealing with police brutality. That's the LCMS talking about Michigan flood. Sorry about that. I don't want to confuse anything. You know, had a whole blog about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't really see much. It leads me kind of to the question of, where are we? Like, straight up, where are we? Where are we speaking on these topics and things of this nature? Because, I mean, I'll tell you what I've noticed. What I've noticed so far. Since since George Floyd and all this has hit like the main stage, to where it's like the I don't want to say the hot topic, but it's the topic at hand where you can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. It's in your face. A couple of things have bothered me. Things like the dialogue within, for me talking to Lutheran, just being a fly on the wall and seeing the tone and this that nature. I mean, it makes me wonder, honestly, when I look at how there's zero really being said about it by Lutherans in the sense of the organization. I seen like a great presentation, a great devotional. Bob Hiller, pastor, he spoke. I mean, but as far as an overall denomination, like I said, I just read, there's nothing there. Like the LCMS, the Lutheran Reporter, Lutheran Witness, you won't find nothing dealing with the topic of racism. You might find a little post on Facebook saying, Minneapolis. Pray for our sins and this and that, but it's not directly addressing the issue of police brutality on the community. But a couple things, like, you know, a couple things that I kind of want to address. One is black thought or black perspective even welcomed? You know, and secondly, where are the black leaders? Where are the black leaders? And most of this piece, honestly, is going to be about my second part, about where are the black leaders, to be honest with you, in case, you know, you're wondering. But I have to say, conversations are always good. But is black thought even welcomed? I say that because I'm gonna give you a sample of a conversation I typically have. Yo, these deaths in the black community by cops is crazy. What about Chicago? What? Chicago's murder rate of black on black crime has nothing to do with the topic at hand. It's just a dismissal point. Or you get things like this. You know, like, man, this George Floyd thing is crazy, police brutality. Did you know white people are killed by cops more? What? White people make up 60% of the population. Of course the number is more. Talking to me like I'm stupid. Okay? And then, I mean, some people just get bold and they just start going full-fledged bigot. Well, you know, black people are more likely to react violently. And these are fellow Lutheran groups that I'm in and talking to. Or you get the response of, the black fatherless rate. It's like there's nothing that can be said to make you see that this is a problem. It's going on from Philando Castile all the way till today. Numerous people, and we're talking about over a short period of time. And then, here's what I hope. I hope that even if you can't see this as a race-based issue, you can at least grasp the frustration of a group of people. Weep with those who weep. You can at least see that, yeah, it's been a lot of tragic, a lot of bad things, man, horrible, evil things that have happened to a group of people, and you guys feel like we're being treated less than and things of that nature. I at least hope that. I at least hope that's the conclusion that people can resonate with. You know, it's bothersome, and then it makes me realize that even more so. One of the reasons I did this is, where's the LCMS voice on racism when it's directly the talking point and the thing at hand right now in their favorite region, the Midwest? Where? And then I have to get my second point. Black leaders in the LCMS. Where are you? Like, I read an article, a blog by Pastor B. Keith Haney. Great piece. It wasn't retweeted by significant figures. It wasn't like, let's say, someone of Matt Harrison stature or something of that nature. It wasn't retweeted by the Lutheran Witness or put out to the broad spectrum of, we need to address this and things of that nature. As an organization, in that sense, where I'm more so focused on, how do we expect to reach the community if we don't even care about the issues or care about the people going through things in the issue? But, as I mentioned before, this vlog is more so about where are we? Especially the black leaders that, demand a voice. Demand a voice. There's things going on right now in the world. Like I said, you could say, it's only been 3-4 days since George Floyd. Nah, we got Breonna Taylor before that. We got Ahmaud Arbery before that. Like, why haven't y'all spoke up and said, no. This needs to be addressed, and we need to talk about it. Racism is a big sin. Don't gloss it over. Don't let our sins of the world. You don't talk like that when it comes to abortion. You call the sin out by name and you address it, and you talk about how what's wrong with it, things of that nature. So, but I do want to comment on Pastor Haney's article. He wrote this good piece, man, where it was, how should the church deal with racism, pretty much. Pastor B. Keith Haney. And I like the article, man, because he goes into it, he talks a little bit about it, Of course, he goes into it a little bit, And he answers the question of, and makes a statement saying, right now, the black church is needed more than ever. And the church in general, Amen. So that leads into my question of, where are we? We being Lutherans and LCMS, where are we? It's nice to read this stuff. It's nice. Like, I love the ink. I love the font. But where are we? Like, bro, like, trust me. Like, not just him. I'm not talking about, this isn't something about him. I hope this didn't come across like I'm trying to start something or go bad on fellow Lutherans or black Lutherans, but where are we? I say this because, like, we have a Lutheran African-American ministry, right? From Ahmaud Arbery to Breonna Taylor to George Floyd, I haven't seen that one statement or one issue or one thing brought up to where black Lutherans can go to a resource regarding how people from our perspective that are in the clerical, in the office of pastor feel, or how they think we should decipher it, or how we should move forth. Now, you can say things like, go talk to your pastor. Okay. Bro, most of our pastors aren't black. I'm sorry. That's just the truth of the matter. There are certain unique perspectives and unique things that you have to get from somebody from a certain type of culture or demographic. Like, I'm not going to tell a little girl what she's going to experience when she gets her period. I don't care how many books I read There's nothing I could say to her that a woman can't say better to her in regards to that. So where are we? I mean, to me, it's a serious question. Like, and before I even keep going, I have reached out. Don't get it twisted. I have reached out to various so-called Lutheran black organizations. You know, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going into that because I really don't want to dig up personal conversations and things of that nature. But what I am saying is, you guys don't think that, like, it's important enough or what? Like, and I'm talking to fellow black people. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not just sitting here saying, hey, white people, why aren't you speaking on our issues? I'm not just saying that. I would love if a white theologian has something to say also. But the truth is, Lutherans, we're big in the Midwest. Huge. The Midwest is like our stomping ground. It's like, that's home base. Most of these tragedies have happened in the Midwest. And Pastor Keith Haney's right. We do need the gospel right now. We do need people reaching out and giving hope, reconciliation in Christ. No division, no Jew nor Greek. We need that. So where are we? You know, a couple weeks ago, I signed on, and I actually not participated, but I can say participated, but usually participants, I think, we're talking. But the ELCA, they had a Against White Supremacy forum thing they did. I listened because I'm curious. I'm curious what solutions they had or what ideas they had to confront that within the pews. Now, it was a lot of nice banter back and forth. They really didn't come up with many solutions. There was one that I did think was beneficial, where it was like, within seminaries, let's talk about the black perspective or the black history regarding things. I think that's a great idea. You know what I'm saying? But in general, I didn't see any other solutions. But so I go online and all I see is ELCA with helping people that were hurt during the riots, or donations for them to help in regards to the tragedy that's happening out there. Real time. And I wonder, like, we all know how we feel about the ELCA doctrinally wise, and their actual agenda and movement that a lot of times is unbiblical. So I'm not trying to support them or give big ups to them, but where are we? Where are we? There are black Lutherans, and we would love to be able to find comfort or hear about ways that we're trying to share the good news and we're trying to address these issues. Because we're not excluded from this. We're not. And this being on the sidelines gets old. Like, it gets old. I get it. Trust me. I hope people are going to look at this and say, well, you know, we preach Christ crucified and this and that and this and that. I don't disagree. I'm not saying have a whole sermon not about Jesus, but about this. I'm not saying that at all. I am saying, though, in real time, why aren't we showing our face and talking and saying things? Like, it's amazing. Like, there's actual things going on, and we're absent. We're absent. I honestly think that maybe, I hope not, but we're probably the only platform that I've seen that is done by Lutherans of a minority, a black Lutheran that's speaking on it, trying to give our perception, our perspective on the issue. Like online, I see that we have something called the LCMS, Urban and Inner City Missions. missionary and things of that nature, where they try to, you know, have successful ministries and reach people in the urban inner cities and things of that nature. It's good stuff. It's led by, I don't know his name, this is one white pastor who's kind of over it, you know. But I watched this thing where Pastor Roosevelt Gray, the leader of the LCMS Black Ministry, did a presentation and talked about things. Now, most of these things are happening in Black inner city areas. Y'all don't think having a voice or having something that talks about it to their exact struggle is beneficial? You don't think that goes into the LCMS urban and inner city mission? I mean, I've seen things about COVID-19 on there. That's great. That's great. People are really dying from that. That's a real thing. For the past month, we can see that this is also a big issue. For the past 400 years, we can see also that this is a big issue. In the current time, with the dynamic that we're in, is this not relevant? Is this not relevant? I mean, I see things like Baptist pastors coming together, I don't want to say releasing statements, but they're releasing statements, talking, engaging, and trying to address the issue of racism in real time. Everything didn't have to be from the pulpit. So let's remove this. You want to have a social gospel and preach this? Let's remove that. Let's remove that. I'm talking a broader sense of real world application and real world talking to people and engaging people. We can't just show lip service. We can't just show lip service. I mean, I see plenty of people who talk and write about social justice, who have big platforms and can literally get out there and help. They do nothing. They do nothing when it comes to it. Shout out to people like Pastor Carl Day. He's not Lutheran, you know what I'm saying? I throw a disclaimer out there. But I actually, when Philadelphia started going on fire, he's actually out there trying to minister to people and say this isn't the way. This isn't the way to get this that we want. And sharing the gospel and
but also trying to end the ills of violence in our city. I need us also to understand and keep in mind that we have a city in which we have to go back to post-corona. And if we destroy everything, what is it that we'll have to go back to? I'm not trying to take away from the efforts of fighting for justice, because if anybody watch this and know me, know I lay my life down for my hood all the time, all the time. I'm serious about the plight of our people. But at the same time, let's be tactful, let's be purposeful in our approach, in our pursuit to justice. Let's not negate it. Let's not tear away or destroy the very good that we're trying to bring forth out of this. So with that being said, I'm here to invite folks into conversations, because a lot has been going on behind the scenes through the Philadelphia Roadmap for safer communities. A lot of things in which we've been doing through the Office of Violence Prevention, funds invested. Y'all, this is real life stuff that has been taking place. And what I'm trying to tell people is take that passion, that energy, that zeal, because we need you to keep it. We want you to have it, but bring it to the table, y'all.
It's back on topic. It's just, there's more we can do, man. There's more we can do, and I don't see it being done. And like I said, this is a broad conversation about Lutherans, white, black, green, yellow, tan, but I'm more so directly talking to our black pastors that are called and have churches in the LCMS Lutherans. I'm not trying to bash, I'm not trying to cause division, but there has to be a better way than just having a boys club where the black ministers talk to each other about how can you guys do better at reaching people in your city and not talk about real issues that are infecting that community. It has to be. It has to be. I think it's a fair question to ask. Maybe I'm not seeing it. I mean, I go to Matt Harrison's Facebook page. I follow various Lutheran blogs and stuff. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. And this is I mean, I almost didn't want to do this, but something has to be said. Something has to be said, and why not? Why not me say it? You know, I know I'm nobody. You know, I have no clout in my denomination. I'm not some, you know, oh, have you heard Lex speak? I know I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? But some of you guys are that. Some of you guys' voice echoes a long way. You know, people love Pastor Mackay Glenn. People love Pastor B. Haney. Roosevelt Gray, you're head of Pastor Roosevelt Gray. You're head of the Lutheran Black Missionary. We have groups like the LCMS Inner City. We have people whose voice goes further and has more impact. I hate to act like there's a hierarchy in voices, but let's be honest, there is a hierarchy in voices. Everywhere. That's reality. That's reality. Where are we? It's a great question. We need to ask ourselves that. I mean, we know that our confession is one of the most accurate biblically. We know that. We preach that. We say that all the time. We say it all the time. I mean, we have great resources for immigrants coming from other nations. One of the largest religious institutions that is helping place people who are coming over here from other countries. We're involved. We're involved. We have that. So I don't make it sound like we're not doing anything in regards to issues in the world, you know. But in regards to this issue, and there's a lot of great pastors out there on this channel. You'll see us highlight Pastor Reverend, he go by Reverend Delwyn Campbell. Great dude. I definitely recommend y'all support. Go to his channel. You know, he's in Gary, Indiana. You know, we have Chaplain Hallock. You know, like, so I'm not saying that people aren't out there trying, you know what I'm saying? But it's a difference between an organized effort that has money behind it and funding behind it that actually can do something compared to one soldier, one fighter. It's a difference between those two. I'm asking about the cavalry. I'm asking about the crew. That's what I'm asking about. How is it you expect to reach or relate to black people or the inner city people, and we're totally absent from the table in these type of discussions, these type of real life things? I mean, it kind of goes back to the book of James, and James says, you know, if a guy tells you he's cold or something like that, and you just say, God bless you, be blessed, Jesus loves you. All that's true, but what good is that? Like, that person's not gonna, okay, cool, bro, I'm still cold. This issue's still out here. I do believe in Jesus, and I know that he's looking out for me. But can I get a jacket, bro? Can we at least talk about where I can get a jacket? At least tell me the thread count so I can make my own jacket. Talk about the jacket. Give me a sewing kit. Something. You guys have to offer something if you really expect black people to know that you care, that you're not just out here looking past issues that affect them in real life situations that are life and death type things. And like I said, I'm not even going to give a disclaimer, man, and say things like, you know, I'm not trying to offend. I'm not trying to. People need to hear this, man, and realize that it's a better way of going about things. It's a better way of going about things. Wittenberg Project, just frustrated and pissed off, man.